With us today is Juan Vargas. Juan, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking.
Yeah. Well, I want you to get us started and tell everybody because I know sometimes people go to the website for the event page, mfinsummit.com. They look at all the different speakers and they're like, half of these people I don't even know who they are. And so that's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I wanted to do these Facebook Live promos is to let other people know who they're going to be hearing from at the event. So can you share with us a little bit about you and your background and maybe some of the things you're going to be sharing at the event?
Yeah, definitely. So, my name is Juan Vargas. I do this full time. So, what I'm going to be speaking about is going to be about transitioning over from a 9 to 5 to doing this full time. And so, a little bit about my background. I was in the corporate world. I was actually a BMW technician. So, I was working on the cars, and so it's not one of those jobs that you have a bright future with. So, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate. And so I had to find my way out of that, and so I got my start in real estate with single family homes. But I quickly realized that single family was not the way I wanted to go for, forever. It just doesn't have the scalability that multifamily does. So when I was vacating one of my houses, I was paying for all my expenses. I did not like that. So I started looking into multifamily, and that was my introduction into multifamily. And so, once I had my property, my first property is a 32 unit. It went well. And, shortly after that, I was out of the corporate world because, I was making enough money to transition over and to do this full time. So I ran with it. I didn't think twice about it, and I'm not looking back. So,
yeah, well, I think you have
awesome.
I think you have a great story, and that's one of the main reasons why I invited you to come on and share your story and to speak at the summit, because there's a lot of people that are in your position where you used to be. And one of the things I always tell people, and because I get people that ask me questions about multifamily and how to get started and stuff like that every week. And, every week I'm answering questions about that. And I'm saying, you need to find somebody that has already done what you want to do and follow in their footsteps. Learn from those people. And so if you're listening right now and you're working in a W-2 job and you want to step away from that, this is a guy that you need to pay attention to. Juan has a lot of background and knowledge and how to transition from that W-2 job into a full-time, real estate and full-time multifamily, I don't want to say job, but, full-time space, to be able to live the way you really want to be able to live and be able to step away from that corporate 9 to 5. So, and I think, having Juan on will allow you to open your eyes to the possibilities that there are people that are actually doing it, that have done it, and they're not just talking about it. They've actually, walked the walk, they've talked the talk, they're in that right now in the trenches doing what you want to be doing. So you need to pay attention to people like Juan. He's going to be able to share a lot of good information. He's going to be speaking on a panel, so there'll be other people that will be sharing their stories as well about how and what are some of the things to consider when you're transitioning from that W-2 position to that full-time position. So Juan, what would you say is one of the biggest advantages that maybe you didn't realize it when you were working your W-2 job, and now that you're not having to work that W-2 and you're doing the multifamily real estate full-time, that you like the most about being able to do that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things that, family, just time, just among many things. But as far as growing your business, one of the biggest things is having the ability to always communicate promptly with the brokers, lenders, whoever it is that you're talking to. You can meet with people. I mean, it's just the opportunities are endless. When you're working a 9 to 5, you can only meet after 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And then if you have a family, then what time is that really going to be? So, just the time to be able to grow your business is so valuable, and you can do it while working 9 to 5. It's not saying that you cannot do it, but it just, there's a lot of things that you can't do after 5 o'clock that you need to be grind. I would say that's one of the biggest advantages for sure.
So would you say that when you were working the 9 to 5 that you didn't realize how fast you could actually scale it until you got out and you realized that now you had all the time during the day to be able to, like you said, meet with brokers and visit properties and really go full force and trying to, move forward with what you're trying to do?
Yeah, for sure. Like this week, there's a property that we have an offer accepted on, right? So we're working on that. So we might actually be out there on Thursday, and if I was working 9 to 5, then how would that, be possible? You could call in, you could, there's possibilities, right? But it's just so much easier when you set your own schedule, to be able to grow. I mean, that's the whole, the reason why we do this in the first place is to be able to grow, and I think, there's a lot of people out there that want to do it. And, I want to tell everybody out there that you don't have to have that, that job or that career that, that you think is going to be easy to transition over. You don't have to have a background in finance or have some, a bunch of multifamily experience or be, some kind of broker, or, you don't have to be any of those. I mean, I was a technician, a BMW technician. I mean, you go from working on cars to, to owning, multi-millions in real estate, so, that's crazy. So if you think about it, you don't have to have a crazy, professional background that kind of correlates with this. I mean, it does help, but you don't have to have it. You work with guys that will help you, and then you can definitely, transition over to doing this full time.
Well, Juan, I want to have you wrap this little segment up by sharing with the listeners about why you feel it's important for them to attend an event like this.
Yeah. So I always like to tell everybody, some of the things you need to do is to educate yourself. You need to, and education is books, podcasts, things like that. I listen to people who have done it, like Dan said. And one of the most important things is obviously the networking. So if you are, working a 9 to 5 or if you're not, either way, networking, you can't always be there in person, but having, a virtual networking event like this is powerful. And for me, that's all I do. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do is to network, because you get to meet a lot of people that, you're able to help out, or vice versa. They can help you out. You're looking for things that, that they can help you out with. But it's just a powerful way for you to grow, and you could meet partners, just anything, anything. So I would say the networking part, you can build those relationships. You could build some business relationships, friendships. It's powerful. I mean, there's a lot of value in that. So you can there's two different things. There's a cost of, of attending an event like this, monetary wise, but then there's a value, and the value is so much greater, so definitely, anybody that's interested, just do it, and you never know what's going to, happen from it. So I would definitely recommend it.
I'm sure some people are going, but Juan, this is a virtual event. How are we going to do networking? And so to answer some of those questions,
yeah,
there is definitely lots of opportunity for networking, even though it's a virtual online only event. We're also putting together watch parties across the country so you guys can get together locally and in person. We're doing some pre-event meetups so you can start to network with other people. And so there's a lot of other opportunities that are surround this. Plus, every attendee gets to be put onto our closed Facebook group that is for attendees only, so you can network with other multifamily investors around the country and around the world. And you will also be able to have the opportunity to maybe even come down to where I am, which is in Columbia, South Carolina. So there's a lot of different opportunities for networking that we're trying to do and trying to put together for those people who want networking. I think the best thing, though, Juan, is that every attendee gets access to the attendee list, name and email, to be able to network after the event. So in that list is going to be, you're having the ability to be able to network and find, like you said, partners and deals, whether it be helping you on the GP side, that's the sponsor side of a deal, or, maybe even trying to find some passive investors, or, just other ways to be able to network with other people and find people to help you in this space in multifamily. Because the more you can partner with other people, the more you can surround yourself with people that are like-minded, the more successful you're going to be, because you can start to put yourself in that space and in that kind of environment, which will continue to push you towards that level of success. So I really appreciate you taking some time today, Juan, being with us here, sharing a little about you and your background, and a little bit of a teaser on what you're going to be sharing at the event. You have a special promo code that's specific to you, don't you?
Yes. If you use promo code Vargas, that's VARGAS, then you can easily get $100 off to this event. And I look forward to talking to anybody that attends the event. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always here to help out. So it'll be awesome.
Thank you again so much, Juan. Look forward to seeing you at the event.